What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy whatever day I get to post this video for you guys. Today is going to be a Q&A. And I know a lot of y'all don't like Q&As because the number shows every time I do a Q&A. But I also know that a lot of you do like the Q&As. There's still some stuff to learn about me. I don't care if you've been following me since the day one. I'm evolving. I evolve. Okay, so let me find these questions. I'm using my secondary phone. Everybody should have a secondary phone. I learned that. Oh, I was very grateful that I had a secondary phone in Portland. I said Portland, Portugal. With that nonsense that went on with me that night. I hope y'all can hear me over this air conditioner, and then I got a fan going on over there because, you know, it's 90 degrees here. Ain't nobody trying to be sweating up in here. Okay, let me find these questions. Okay, here we go. These are out of order from the way they are on my primary phone. Alright, I'm just going to answer a couple of them. Alright, we're already a minute and a half and I ain't answered a question yet. Alrighty, here we go. This first question is from Cortel, and I'm not going to read his whole name. Cortel, you know who he is. The entire FOA, okay, that's not even a question, but Cortel said, the entire FOA respects when you make food and let us know that ain't it. Love the honesty. Absolutely. I keep it 100. I don't even be saying that. I keep it 100. That's not even in my vocabulary. I don't even talk like that. But yeah, because I watch a few YouTubers and seeing them cook and eat and taste their food and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, everything can't be good. Everything can't turn out good every single time. They don't even say, you know, oh, I need a little bit more pepper. I need a little bit more salt. They don't even say that. It's just like, and then this what cracks me up too, is when as soon as that food hit the tongue, that's so good. I'm like, okay, did you taste it? Because I didn't. But anywho, yeah, I definitely would keep it honest with my food. Because, you know, y'all know my stuff don't come out right all the time. Because y'all, look, I don't even be tasting as I'm cooking or nothing. Because if I already know and make it taste really good throughout the process, then what fun is that? Then y'all already will know the end result, you know? No, we're not doing that. We eyeballing it. Okay, this is from Coda, and Coda asks, what has been your favorite zoo and museum you had visited? Okay, as far as the museums, I don't think I have a favorite museum yet, because it seemed like every time the museums that I have been to, they all have like a handful of pieces that captures my attention or whatever. I've never gone to a museum where I walked through and was like, ooh, all the way through the museum. So I think the museums have been quite even, Steven, in terms of, you know, which one I like better or best. But I will say the last one I went to, even though I said I was a little bit disappointed, the Baker Museum, I really did enjoy the interactive part of that museum, because that was something that I have not seen in other museums, and that was pretty cool actually. As far as the zoos are concerned, when I read this question from Coda, something immediately came to mind, and that was the bats. And I saw the bats at the Columbus Zoo in Ohio. And I really, really liked that zoo. It was well maintained. The animals were in really nice habitats and everything. The elephants had a big indoor space. The giraffes had a good space. And so I would say right now the Columbus Zoo is leading the pack with me. If you have a really good zoo in your city, because you never know where I'm going to be going in my travels, let me know. I might visit your zoo. Okay, Anthropod Spidey asks, do you keep in touch with anyone in your previous job? Have you made any new friends at the campground? I keep in contact with about a handful of folks from my printing job in Baltimore, the one that I worked for over 30 years. Yep, I keep in contact with a handful of them. Have I made any new campground friends? Everybody on my block here, or look, my block. Everybody on this block here, which is about 6 rigs or 6 homes, however you want to say, I know and have spoken to and have talked to. I know. Now, I may not remember all of their names yet because I don't see them that often, like the people that's right over there. I only saw them probably 3 times in the whole year that I had this permanent site. Of course, Billy behind me, I talk to Billy every time he's here. He's here. He's away just like I am. And then the last one down there, I just started talking to them. Can't remember their name yet. I have to talk to them a little more before I remember their name. And then the first one up there, David, who's here now, I talked to David. He's an FOA, as a matter of fact. And then the one next to David, I don't know their names, but I know their faces, and we like casually say hi walking past, or if I'm driving past or whatever. So, and then just at the top, when you start coming down, just at the top, diagonally across, there's Randy and Norman, and I talk to them a lot when I'm here, and they're here. So I know some folks, you know, but it's not about that. It's me. I stay in this trailer all the time. It's like no different when I was in my apartment or my house. I stayed in the house. I went out on Saturdays and went to the movies or whatever, and then came back home. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. But yeah, I do know some people. And I know the other guy, Andre, he's a black guy. Andre, we talk a little bit whenever I run past him. Alrighty, this question is from Helen, and Helen asks, what is left on your bucket list? Australia. When in terms of traveling, I had 2 countries on my bucket list, Japan and Australia, and I'm about to make my second trip to Japan and have not yet gone to Australia. I want to visit Australia in January so that I can go to the Australian Open tennis match, which is the first major tennis match of each year. So we'll see. We know that won't be in 2026 because my 60th birthday cruise is in January, so it won't be next year. So maybe 2027, who knows? Alrighty, this is from SDSD 4139. SDSD 4139. SDSD. Okay, I better not say that too many times or too fast, because something else might blur out my mouth. All right. They ask, looking back at your past setups before the current one, van, car, etc., what was your favorite? When I read this question, I was like, ooh, okay, which one was my favorite? And y'all gonna think I'm crazy when I tell y'all which one I thought was my favorite. And that was the SUV, the gray little SUV that I had. The reason why I say that, because that SUV was easier to insulate. I had these panels, these custom panels, and then I bulked that up with some reflectors, and I had that done. And even though it was small, I wish I would have kept with that. I did, honestly. And the reason why I say that is because if I would have kept that particular vehicle, my finances would have been a lot better. Because I wouldn't have had a trailer. I wouldn't have had the truck camper. I wouldn't have had that gray minivan I spent money on. I wouldn't have had that red SUV that I spent money on. When I think of all the things that I bought, the big things, major things, I would have had all of that money if I would have stuck with that SUV. And I could have just go in ahead and put a little roof storage on top, even a one on the back for all my camping gear and all that kind of stuff. But no, I did not. But I did like that one. It was, you know, that was a good one. And I also would say that I really enjoyed decorating the minivans. Because y'all know that green minivan I had? How many times did I change the inside of that minivan? A lot. At least about 6 or 7 times. Because I got videos every time I changed the inside of it. So yeah. The great little Hyundai Tucson. If I would have kept that, I would have had it now. If I would have kept it, I would have had it and been living out of it for 5 years now. And then I would have been definitely in a much better financial situation. Okay, the next one is from Rochelle Bailey, 8875. And Michelle says, question from her husband, Josh. How is your blood pressure? Do you check it regularly? African Americans have a genetic predisposition for higher blood pressure. We want to see you live a very long life so that we can continue to watch your journey. Josh. I've been slipping, Josh. I've been slipping. I have not checked my blood pressure in over 2 months now. That kit is in this drawer, one of these drawers. So thank you for the reminder that I need to get back on that and do that because I have not taken my blood pressure in over 2 months. But I really need to get back into doing that because when I go to Ohio in June, I'm going to go back to that same doctor that I went to last year. So, and he told me that he the one that told me to get the kit. And, you know, I should be using it before I go back and see him. But yeah, I have not been taking my blood pressure at home for at least 2 months now. So thanks for the reminder, Josh. Okay, this next question is from Christine C. Anthony, do you consider yourself a wanderlust who gets bored easily if he stays still too long? What do you see yourself doing as you get older? Is this lifestyle in your permanent life plans? Okay, I get bored. I get bored if I'm in one place too long. I've been on this campground now for 2.5 weeks now, and I'm ready to go somewhere. And that's why I'm going to Sawmill, another campground, for 3 days to kind of break up from being here. Yeah, I do get bored or restless, however you want to say. So, yeah, I do. What do you see yourself doing as you get older? Traveling, continuing to travel and living life and enjoying my life. You know, I hope that I will never ever stop traveling. So as long as I am physically able to, as I mentioned, and have the resources, I'm always going to travel. And it may not be to the same extent, but I definitely am going to continue to travel. There's still so much more out there for me to see and experience. Okay, is this lifestyle in your permanent plans? I think I touched on this a little bit when I talked about the options, and that from a financial standpoint, this permanent camp spot that I have now, it makes the most sense. Even if I get another perm spot in Ohio, like I mentioned, and that would be ideal for me to spend half the year up there and half the year down here and pay, because I think their perm spot per year is $2,500 and here is $3,600. So even if I had both both of those, it still would be far less than what people paying for rent per year. So that's my goal. That's my goal, is to hopefully in the next 2 years or so get a perm spot up in Ohio and have this one as well. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Flango Beast asked like a ton of questions. So let me see. Oh wait, not this time. He further down. But let me see what he asked here. Oh yeah, it is this one. I just had to hit more. Let me see if I want to answer any of these. Flango. No. These are like RV questions and stuff. Okay, we're not getting into that. we're not doing that, Flango. I'll answer the last one. You already know the answer to that. Also, when is your next big trip? And I already answered it. I'm going to Japan May 20th. Flango. Alright, this is from Kevin Washington. What's up, Kevin? Alright, Kevin asks, what did you do with the kitchen setup in your van, the one from Canada? I bargained that into when I traded my gray minivan out for the red SUV that I only had for less than a month, and I crashed it on the highway. That's where that went. I bargained with them and told them, hey, look, you're not just getting a minivan, you're getting a camper van and the whole setup. And they gave me a couple extra $1,000 for it. But yeah, that was a part of my trade-in for the red SUV that I crashed up. I had no need for it, and I don't have the patience to sell nothing. I really don't. I don't have the patience with people with selling stuff. I really do not. Okay. JT Oliver asked, how many camping trips do you have planned this year? So far, I am only booked at one other campground, and that's Freedom Valley in Ohio from June the 17th through July the 6th. And then I go on a trip. And then after the trip, I'm going back to that campground from July the 18th through, I think, August the 5th or something like that. Which is out of characteristic for me because... was that right? Out of characteristic? Well, was not characteristic. Okay, Anthony, you're making it worse. I'm making it worse. Okay, usually I have my whole summer planned with campgrounds. But for some reason this year I did not. I don't know whether I'm just kind of slow moving at it this year. But I also renewed my America the Beautiful Pass. So I'm waiting on that. And I keep telling myself that I'm going to use that. So I think I'm in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you're going to just play it by ear sometimes and see how it works this summer. And if it doesn't work out, then, you know, you can go back to planning your entire summer next year. But so far, I'm only booked at one. Well, I'm going to Sawmill for 3 days. But when I leave here for the summer and go up north, I only have one thing booked. Whew, that's scary. All right. Shara 210. I hope I pronounced it right. I feel like I pronounced it wrong. Your new outdoor furniture is so beautiful. Have you ever gone to sleep outside? No, I would be nervous to try to sleep outside because there's a lot of critters around here. I done saw that black snake twice already, and then the raccoons, and then the squirrels. It's too many critters out here for me to fall asleep outside. I'd be a little too nervous for that, so that probably would not happen. Natalie or Natal Baker. Natalie, is that that's not Natalie. Natalie. I'll be butchering people's names. It looks like Natalie Baker, 2279. I'm gonna leave it like that before I make it worse. Hey brother, are you looking for a friend to spend time with, or do you just want to play games? Everyone needs somebody. Okay, first, Natalie, I disagree with that everybody needs somebody. There are many, many people out there that are very comfortable with spending time by themselves and not having to be or need to be around people all the time. So I disagree with that. And do you just play games? I don't understand it because that makes it sound like you're asking, am I like a player or something? I'm a little too old to be out there trying to play people and stuff. But no, I welcome a relationship. I really do. I welcome a relationship, but I think it will be difficult for that to happen because of the position that I'm in life. Not saying that there are other people in life that are not in the same position that I am in, but I have not just met one yet. So no, I'm serious when it comes to relationships. I don't be playing around. All right. This is Zariah, and I'm not even gonna go any further with that one. I hope I got that one right. Zariah. How do you mentally get ready to live the van life, RV living? Just do it. Just do it. I mean, there's just everybody's mental capacity is different. Everybody's tolerance level is different. So it's hard to kind of like pinpoint the whole mental of it because of that. You just have to do it, and you just have to do it and see how you react to it. And hopefully you don't have too bad of an experience, and hopefully you'll automatically start thinking like I did throughout it, ways that it can improve and that you can do it better. But until you do it, you'll never know, and I really don't like the videos that people put out that says, oh, 5 things you should know before you do this, 10 things you should know before that. But who are those 10 things referring to? You? They can only be referring to you because you respond to things differently than the way I respond to something, and the next person and the next person. So I'm not in favor of those type of videos to tell people stuff like that, because everybody is different. So I would just say, if it's something that you're doing or thinking about doing, you just have to get out there and do it and see how you respond to it. And then make adjustments if you want to. Okay, this one is from Lily Ryan. Oh, that's not right. It's from Lily Ryan. How well do you know? Okay, we talked about that. How well do you know your perms neighbors? Did they choose this lifestyle? Because I have not really had conversations with them about why they. Here's the thing. A lot of the perm people, probably all of them, with the exception of me, have homes. So they come here on the weekends and maybe sometimes a week at a time or an extended weekend or something like that. And then they go home. And I'm the only one. I'm not going to say I'm the only one, but I can pretty much guess that I'm probably the only one that do not have a home to go to. So it's not like it's a chosen thing for them, because they have a traditional home to go to. So, but I haven't talked to anybody about, why they chose this lifestyle, because they're not actually living this lifestyle. They're actually just going camping on the weekends. Alrighty. Open Mind 7418 asks, hi Anthony, what month of the year do you favor and what time of the day do you like? As far as time of the day, I don't have a particular time of the day that I enjoy more. And months, I tend to like the fall months better. The weather is better. I love that transition out of summer into fall, like mid-September to October. I love those type because the weather is still a little decent during the day, but it's a little crisp in the mornings and stuff. So I will say that I'm a fall person. I was a winter person when I was in a house or in this traditional way of living. I was a winter person. I didn't mind going out and doing stuff in the cold and stuff, like, still going to the movies and stuff like that. Alrighty. Sarah Cleves asks, Do you think you need a bigger travel trailer? Woo! This is something that has been on my nugget, for a minute now. I told you guys once that I did not need. Last time I talked about this, I said I don't need one. I don't need a bigger trailer to house more stuff. But I started revisiting the thought, and this is what I came up with. That I might get another trailer. And the reason why I may get another trailer is because my ideal situation, as I mentioned, is to get a perm spot up in Ohio and then have this spot here for when I'm not up there. And I can put this one in storage here, and then when I get my spot up in Ohio, I can take my smaller one up there. I was going to sell this one if I get a new one, and then, oh Lord, my friends went off on me, boy. They were like, sell. And then when I mentioned I might give it away, they were, oh Lord, the phone was ringing off the hook. Anthony, you better not give that trailer away. What's wrong with you? Have you lost your mind? Keep that trailer, put it in storage, and you this, that, and the other. It was a mess. But I feel like I'm leaning towards getting something else, but not for the purpose of being bigger. You know, this trailer is, there are some small reasons why a slightly bigger trailer would benefit me. Not only I would change the way I would search and the things that I would want in it, like a separate bathroom, from the shower, toilet from the shower, a dining area, a separate bed, all the things. It's like, you know, once you have bought one and lived in it, you kind of know the things that you would change, and it gives you a better idea of what to search for the next time around. But who knows? But I will say this. As much as I pride myself on getting myself out of debt and everything, I would finance another one, because I would not want to use a chunk of money for it. I'm getting much older, you know. I still don't know the future of this YouTube channel in terms of will it continue to allow me to live this way. So I would definitely finance it, because I wouldn't want to shell out a large sum of money at this age. I'd rather pay it little by little than to be out of a lot of money. So that's what I'm thinking. Okay, let's see where we are now. This is from Pearl879. What high school subject did you make the best grades in? What high school subject did I make the best grades in? I made the best grades in English, and I made the worst grades in math. I could write a term paper, boy. Yes, indeed. I was pretty good in English and pretty horrible in math. All right. Which is more economical, van life or camper life? Are you still thinking about buying land? This is from Julie48. Camper life. When I read this, I was like, camper life? What's camper life? Like, I guess I don't understand the question, because it sounds like they're like, to me, the same thing. It's just a different type of vehicle. It's like a same way of living, but just what you living in is different. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm at a loss of words there. So I'm gonna move on. Natural. I can see if the question was, what's the difference between living in an apartment or a trailer or something, or a van. But those two are, I guess, similar things, similar ways of living, just living in something different. Okay, this is from Natural Nene 6185. Hi Anthony, thank you for keeping us smiling with your videos. Have you ever thought about taking cooking classes? I have never thought about taking a cooking class, and if I did take one, it would be like in Japan. Because I would like to learn how to make like a authentic Asian cuisine meal or something like that. No, I enjoy I enjoy the mystery of cooking. I do. I enjoy the mystery of cooking. Like I said before, I enjoy the fun of cooking, the experimental part of cooking. So I never thought about taking a cooking class. Quartel asks, when was the last time you sang your song, I'm chubby, everybody can't be slim? Yeah, I'm chubby. So what? Everybody can't be slim. I have not sang that song since the first time I sang that song. Bonnie Thomas asks, do you belong to or thinking about joining a church? I do not belong to a church, nor have I thought about belonging to a church, Bonnie. But that doesn't mean that I don't have faith and belief, because I don't go to an actual building to worship. All right. Honey Gutierrez asks, you travel a lot and near bodies of water. Would you ever go fishing? Not on purpose. I really have no interest in fishing, but if someone was to say, hey, you want to go fishing, and they have all the equipment for me, I might go. But I would not intentionally like go out and buy a fishing rod and intentionally look for a place to go fishing. I would not do that because I don't have an interest in that. Okay, Questalia _J asks, hey Anthony, how's Lamont doing, and when will you do another video with him? Lamont is okay. Lamont is in a what is it called? Can I say nursing home or rehabilitation? I think it's called a nursing home. And Lamont he's not in the condition to speak well. He doesn't speak well. You know, he has trouble forming sentences, and it's hard for him to have a conversation. So, and I don't want to film him in that condition. So you probably will not see him in a video anymore. Sadly enough, because you would not understand what he's trying to say. I would not understand. And honestly, I would feel uncomfortable filming him in his condition. So you would probably not see him in another video. Now, I might take a picture of him when I go and visit him. But as far as video is concerned, that's not going to happen anymore. Unfortunately, he had 3 strokes. And the last one really affected his ability to speak. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, because then I might get sad, and I don't want to be sad today. All right, Wanda Chambersom. Ooh, that's a long name. Wanda. I'm gonna say Wanda. Are you originally from Baltimore? Your accent sounds like you're from Delmarva area. I'm kind of new to your channel, so my apologies if you answered this question before. Why Florida? Besides the obvious reason, Floridian hurricanes are disturbing. Do you worry about that? Okay. Hi, Wanda. Thank you for being here. First, yes, I am born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. I did not leave Baltimore until I was 50 years old. So most of my life, the majority of my life, Baltimore. Why Florida? I spent a lot of time down in this area anyway, before I decided to make it my home. So, and plus, I mean, what are the other reasons besides the obvious reasons? You said besides the obvious reasons. I mean, when you ask people about Florida, the obvious reasons are what they say. You know, the weather, the no taxes, and yes, there are hurricanes and everything, but luckily for me, I'm in a unique position where I don't have to be here during the bad weather. Now, I'll tell you what I will have to do a better job at that I did not do last year is I didn't even know the hurricanes were coming most of the time. And I definitely will be looking out and doing a better job at when the weather is going to be bad so that I can break camp. But, there's no reason other than the obvious reasons, But again, I don't have to be in Florida. I can hop in my truck and get out of Florida at any time. So when the weather doesn't cooperate, I shall be gone. Okay. Mike or Mikkel Felton asks, why do you knock away the back? Why don't you knock away the back shelf where the microwave is and have someone build you a cabinet wall? I like that area. No, I'm not doing that. I like that area over there. I like my microwave and my toaster oven and my ice machine being there. I won't do that. And besides, I'm thinking about getting another trailer anyway. Okay, Willpower 355 asks, why haven't you done a Stone Mountain meetup? Hey, gracious, do I have to have a meetup in every city of the state? Stone Mountain, why didn't you come to the mall? Will, why didn't you come to the mall? Stone Mountain ain't that far from the mall in Atlanta. I've been to Stone Mountain. You should have came to the mall, Will. Okay, Cortel asks again, where is your mannequin? Haven't seen it in about a year, LOL. The mannequin is in the storage up here, down here in Florida, and I don't know why I haven't put the mannequin out at this point in time, but maybe I will when I come back, or even next year, but I do still have it. And then Cortel asks, here's the last question. Are you normally the only black person at the campground? Been watching for like 3 years and ain't seen another one roaming around yet, LOL. I am normally the only black person at the campgrounds. There are, well, I would say during the week. During the weekends, depending on which campground I am at, I see a few other blacks. Actually, in Freedom Valley, where I'm going, I actually met 2 black guys that sat at a table. We sat at a table and chatted up for a couple hours and everything. But here's the thing. I don't know whether gay black men go camping or not. And then the few ones that I have seen, they are in the company of other races. I have never seen a group of black guys at a campground. And it just makes me think, okay, do black gay guys go camping? I mean, I don't know what the case is. It doesn't bother me one way or another because I talk to everybody, and whenever I am out and about and decide to want to be around some people. But I don't think a lot of black gay guys go camping. That's just it. I don't think a lot of black gay guys are into buying RVs and going camping and doing all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the reason is that there are not more black gay guys at campgrounds. I really don't. So I can't really answer that. But there's definitely a shortage of them showing up at the campgrounds. And like I said, whenever I do see a few of them, they're in the company of other races. And that is going to be a wrap attack for our Q&A. I hope you guys learned something different about me, but if you've been around for eons, you probably did not learn anything different from me. But in any case, I want to thank you guys for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate you guys, you know that. And let's get at least 15 to 20,000 of you watching this Q&A video, because I know videos like my Q&A videos, like the video I posted prior to this one, the fun day video, and the zoo and the museum, like I said, I know that's not a lot of your thing, but watch it anyway, because you are part of the FOA community and you are supporting the channel. Don't be a fair weather FOA. Don't be a fair weather FOA. Come on. Give me your full support. Be a diehard FOA. Believe it or not, and I'm not lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Believe it or not, every single person that I am subscribed to, I watch every single of their videos. I don't pick and choose which videos I watch of theirs because I'm interested in all of it. Now, I may not watch the entire video sometimes, but I at least watch the video long enough to give them that view. Now, so come on, FOAs. Don't be a fair weather FOAs out there. Give me some, where's the diehard OGs and stuff like that? You know, represent, you know? And also, let's skip some thumbs up. I mean, I don't know whether people just don't be thinking about thumbs ups or not, but, you know, give a brother some thumbs up. It don't hurt. All you gotta do is go boop. You know, just a little tap there, and it's all over with. You know. But anywho, I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, I want you guys to take care of yourselves and have some fun. Good gracious, some of you FOAs need to get out there and have some fun. I'm not lying, because I can't fly. Some of y'all need to get out there and have some fun. Don't take life too serious, especially when you know your time is should be out there having some fun and enjoying the rest of your time that you have here. I'll see you guys the next time.